I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
On second down, Michelle. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on third down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
Let's pick it up. It's out time, guys. Out time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Now a first down carry. It's Michelle. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. From the gun on third down, Mahomes. He'll bite, and it's caught. Touchdown. From 8 yards out. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And from down in Miami, an update. And that one is now a 2-touchdown lead for the Packers. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Watch 22, watch 22.
Hey, Delta.
Here I come.
Like 20.
Out of the gun, Locke. He'll find Paris Campbell, that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Go. Watch the 2-7.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
11B. Hey, Charlie.
How you getting ahead? How you getting ahead? 31.
On first down, Locke. Catch made here by Campbell. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On first down, it's Locke. And he'll find Hall. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Luck on first down. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And inside the 20 before he's brought for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Campbell making the catch. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now first and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Marlon Mack with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams, and that return, that could be the spark to untie the game.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
35's the mic. You can't block me. You can't block me.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
That's what I'm talking about.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He is going to find Hill here. 20. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Tyreek Hill with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Luck. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the 2nd quarter, 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's into the hands of Pascal. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
So now from half the distance closer, here's 1st and goal. Bluff throwing again. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's got it. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation. would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack with his second touchdown here in this first half, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you sort of notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they can very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Flushed out right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get... First.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. First and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Mahomes now to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown! A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Looking to throw again on second down. Luck under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing on third down, Luck. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check 56.
Hey, Mike 7.
56. 56 is the Mike. All day, dog. 57.
They're going to go. It's Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And the kick by Butker is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss.
Smooth. Watch the twist. Check, check, check. Motion out.
Strong right.
Motion out of the backfield. Check 3, check 3.
Throwing on second and long. Luck. And he's going to go down again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is third and long. From the gun, here's Luck. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this.
Here we go.
Mahomes now on first down. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A gain of 37. Trying to pound it in here with Michelle. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. Forced out to his left. He can run, and this results in 6. Touchdown! A 6-yard touchdown run. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed, because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They've got the chance. Now they have to take advantage.
11Z.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming, Mike.
On. Let's go. Check.
Hey, exit.
12.
Now a first down throw. Lock. That's complete to Slayton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming, Mike.
A shotgun snap for Locke. Looking for Campbell downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for Indy. 57 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier.
And he takes it in for a Colts score. Marlon Mack, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
They go for just 1 here as it's up and good, and that will shave 1 more off this lead. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Buying time to his left. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
On first down, Mahomes. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he'll actually lose about 7 yards on the return, but they have possession of the football on the turnover. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Whoa. Hey, foxtrot. Go.
Luck now to throw. Catch made by Slayton. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Luck now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. Here's Luck. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now Luck. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Like 22, he's covering 22.
To the air again. Luck going up top. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now 3rd and 2. Throwing again is Locke. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They snap it to Luck. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Like 22, he's covering 22.
Again, Luck. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's Luck. Wide open receiver complete. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. A huge play that time for the Colts. 41 yards. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Zach Pascal, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And an alley to run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Looking to throw, it's Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. To throw, it's Mahomes. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Lott. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
22's coming, 22's coming, Mike.
Silver.
On first down, it's Lott. That's into the hands of Pascal. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw again on 2nd down. Luck. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 13-yard line.
674. 11 feet.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. Luck now to throw. And it's caught. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to tie things up in the final minute. And his kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward.
And got his man complete. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Mahomes to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Mahomes to throw. They're going deep for Hill. And he's in! Are you kidding me?
How do you give that up?
One of the most improbable ways to finish a game, and they do win it on the final play. Absolute bedlam. You can forget overtime. What a finish, and this crowd in a frenzy.
As well they should be. That's the type of ending that you actually pay money to see. And when it turns out in your direction, oh yeah, you're feeling real good about that one. Let's face it, there are a few people who traveled to see their team. They're not happy, but overall, this crowd is loving what they just saw.
Well, that was a fun game to witness, partner. A touchdown there at the very end to win this thing.
And that's really where the emphasis is, right? The touchdown to win it. I know that they put a little on top, right? What's your favorite dessert? You know, what do you put on top of your favorite dessert?
You put whipped cream. Maybe a cherry.
There you go. The whipped cream, the cherry, whatever you want to talk about, that's what they put on it. But the story, the touchdown to win it, that's how they got it done.
So for Dublin, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll face the prospect of a long, albeit happy flight across the Atlantic. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they wanted desperately to finish at 500, but that won't happen, as it'll be a 7-9 season in the end. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.